All right, so we're diving into the world of Joshua Mulligan. Your files on him, I gotta say, pretty interesting stuff. Website bio, client reviews, even some articles sprinkled in. It's like we're piecing together a puzzle, trying to see what makes this criminal defense attorney tick.
It really is amazing, isn't it? How much we reveal about ourselves, even unintentionally. Just leaving these little trails of, well, our expertise and experience for anyone who cares to look.
And in Mulligan's case, the trail leads us to, let's see, La Quinta, California. Partner at Wilkerson and Mulligan, his bio on their site. That's our first puzzle piece.
Oh, yeah, and it's quite the resume he's got. Certified criminal law specialist. Are you aware how rare that actually is?
Not really. Tell me more.
We're talking like a handful of people.
Yeah.
A few hundred, max, in the entire state of California.
Wow, I had no idea it was that exclusive. What does it even take to, to earn a title like that?
This isn't just like passing the bar exam, right?
Yeah.
Think 6-hour exam, grueling, on top of years of experience. And not just any experience. We're talking jury trials, appeals, the whole 9 yards. Plus, you need judges, other lawyers vouching for you. It's a real stamp of mastery in criminal law.
Huh. Impressive. Makes you wonder what drew him to this kind of work in the first place.
Well, his bio, it mentions this actually, that even back in law school, defense work really called to him. And not just, in theory, he was already getting hands-on experience. Worked part-time for another attorney while he was at Cornell.
Cornell Law. That's got to be a top-tier law school, right?
Oh, absolutely. Top of the line. And even while he was there, Mulligan was already assisting on some serious cases.
Like what kind of cases?
Even, get this, a death penalty case.
Whoa, hold on. Death penalty work while still in law school? That's a whole other level. I get stressed just thinking about a parking ticket.
Right. Talk about trial by fire.
So we're seeing a pattern here. Someone who excels under pressure, thrives in demanding environments, and clearly this guy's got a sharp legal mind. That much is obvious. But what about after law school? Did he go straight into private practice?
Actually, no. He took kind of a different route. Joined the public defender's office.
9 years. That's more than just a job. It's a commitment. What does that say about him?
To me, it says he really believes in fighting for the underdog,
Yeah.
for the people who might not otherwise have access to, well, to that level of legal representation. You don't just clock in and out for 9 years in public defense. It's got to be something more driving you.
It really makes you think about the stories he must have, right? The lives he's impacted. You're right, though. 9 years, seeing the justice system from that angle, wow, that has to change you.
No doubt about it. It changes your whole perspective.
Yeah.
On the law, on people. Especially how you see those caught up in the system.
So we've got Mulligan, the brilliant legal mind, forged in the fires of public defense. But credentials, those only tell one side, don't they?
Exactly.
What about Joshua Mulligan, the person? That's where those reviews you dug up, they get really interesting. It's like, what's the human side of this guy?
You're right. It's one thing to be good at the law, right?
Sure.
It's another to connect with your clients, especially when they're going through it. So what's the verdict? What kind of picture do these reviews paint?
Well, I gotta say, going through them, super positive overall. People praising how thorough he is, his honesty. But the thing that keeps coming up, it's this. He's a fighter. Really goes to bat for his clients. You can tell people feel heard.
That's huge, that feeling of being heard.
Yeah.
Especially when we're dealing with something as impersonal as the legal system.
Yeah, exactly. But there are a couple of reviews, they really stuck with me. It's not just legal strategy. It's like genuine compassion,
Always love those.
Yeah.
What were some that stood out to you? Okay, so there's this one from a Sam F. Imagine this. You're in your 60s, suddenly hit with these false accusations. Your whole life basically on the line. He talks about feeling overwhelmed, terrified even. But then he meets Mulligan and Wilkerson, and they're just incredibly kind. Take the time to explain everything and then fight like hell to clear his name.
Wow, that's powerful. It's easy to forget, right? How dehumanizing the legal system can be. To have someone in your corner who gets the law, but also gets you as a person. That's everything.
And it's not just a one-time thing. There's another review, Armando R. talks about Mulligan helping him save his home, like a whole legal battle over it. And even admits, Armando does, that he was kind of a difficult client at times.
Well, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Stressed out, not always at your best. But he emphasizes over and over how patient Mulligan was. Always professional, even when things got, a little heated.
That's the mark of a true professional, honestly. We often think of trial lawyers as these, aggressive, fiery personalities. But sometimes It's that quiet strength, that ability to be the calm in your client's storm that makes all the difference.
It's interesting, thinking back to Mulligan's bio on the firm's website, it's like these reviews, they're the real life proof behind the words. You know what I mean? It's not just marketing. It's backed up by real people, real stories.
Completely. It's easy to say you're dedicated to your clients, right? That you've got this unique approach, but to actually see it play out in these stories, it's like it adds this whole other layer of authenticity, don't you think?
But okay, for our listeners out there, the ones maybe facing their own legal stuff, what's the takeaway here? We've got Mulligan, this brilliant, compassionate guy, but what does it all mean?
That is the question, isn't it? And honestly, there's no easy answer. That's the thing about the law. There are no guarantees. But what we've learned about Mulligan, I think it gives us a good place to start. For anyone looking for a lawyer, this is what to watch for.
Okay, so break it down for us. What are the key takeaways here?
Well, first off, you've got his dedication to just excellence, right? And I'm not talking some fancy degree. This is someone who's always working to be better. Yeah. That certification, his time in that top-notch public defender's office, that tells you something. This is someone who takes their work seriously.
He's not resting on his laurels, that's for sure.
Nope. Always pushing, always finding those creative solutions. How Mulligan made them feel, heard, understood. And that's huge when you're going through something stressful. You can't fake that.
Makes you wonder, did that come from his public defender days? Seeing those inequalities, fighting for people who really needed it. That changes you, doesn't it?
It really does.